Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. About me, I am Sandeep Bhushan Thummala. I have 8 years of teaching experience. I teach international relations and internal security and the analysis of Hindu newspaper. And this video session is in regards to how to crack prelims and mains, emphasizing on the keywords, key phrases, how it will be useful for prelims and also which will be very important for factual and analytical point of view for prelims point of view. So we will be emphasizing on the keywords, we will be emphasizing on the key phrases which will be useful for the factual and also analytical questions for the prelims point of view, so before that, you have a notification in regards to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English, which is India's largest learning platform. And once you get subscribed to it, you will have access to unlimited live and recorded courses from India's best educators. And along with that, you have the privileges once you subscribe. That is, you will have the daily live classes, live tests and quizzes. You will have the structured courses. You will also have the unlimited access to the live and recorded courses, and these are the top educators at Unacademy, which you can see it on your screen. And along with the previous screen, you have the top educators, which you can also view it on your screen now. And in regards to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English, the courses are economy, geography, current affairs, and the rest, which you can also see it on your screen. And again, in regards to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English, the courses are along with the previous essay writing, practice and strategy, answer writing courses, which the others are also there, which you can also have a glance on the screen. And in regards to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English subscription, you have 12-month subscription and 24-month subscription. The 12-month subscription, the amount is original price is 40,000, and for 24 months the original price is 48,000. So it is always recommended to go ahead with 24-month subscription, wherein the original price is 48,000 for Let's Crack UPSC CSE English subscription. Do use my code SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala 10, wherein you will get 10% discount, and the discounted price is 43,200. So it's always recommended, as I say, that it's better to go ahead with 24-month subscription, because you will be paying effectively the amount only for 13 months. You will be paying the price for 13 months, but you will get subscription for the entire 24 months. So it's always recommended you take the advantage provided or given by the Unacademy by going ahead with only 12 months, that is 12 plus 1 month, that is 40,000 plus 8,000 is 48,000, but you are getting it for the entire 24 months. So you will be paying effectively the amount, the price for 13 months, but you will get the subscription for the 24 months. So while subscribing, if you haven't still subscribed, please go ahead with subscribing for Let's Crack UPSC CS English for 24 months, and do not forget to use my code, that is SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala, and the discounted price you will get once you subscribe, that is 10%, and the price would be 43,200 on the original price, which is 48,000. So the Unacademy has also come up with UPSC CSE English in 10 minutes. So you can also get into that. You can also take the advantage of the UPSC CSE English in 10 minutes, wherein here the educators would go ahead in English, and they would go ahead with crisp, concise and to the point discussions will be taken up, or the main in regards to the UPSC CSE topics will be discussed, which would be under 10 minutes. So this is very relevant for the UPSC CSE preparation. And I would now get into the topic, that is analysis of the Hindu newspaper, wherein I would be focusing, as I said, on the keywords and the key phrases. Keywords and the key phrases which will be and which are very important for the prelims point of view. And I would wish to make one more notification here. Before I get into the topic, I would say good morning to everyone. Good morning to Omkar and Shruti. Good morning to you all. And all who are watching this video also very good morning. And please do you have a one notification from my end that as we have daily we have classes at 10 a.m. That is the analysis of the Hindu newspaper is daily at 10 a.m. But from tomorrow onwards, I would go ahead with the session that is the same analysis of the Hindu newspaper, not 10 a.m. but it would be 7:30 in the morning, 7:30 a.m. So I thought that it would be very what do you say, helpful, beneficial to all the civil servant aspirants if I take up the analysis of the newspaper early in the morning, 7:30, so that you can start up with your own preparation. The rest of the preparation can go ahead. So I'll go ahead with the analysis of the Hindu newspaper at 7:30 from tomorrow. From tomorrow, that is 15th of May 2020. So please keep it in mind, or you try to what you say block it. Rather than 10 a.m. from tomorrow, we will have the class that is analysis of the newspaper at 7:30 a.m. wherein I have taken this only for the benefit of the students, that is you all civil servant aspirant, wherein you can go ahead with the entire analysis early in the morning and then go ahead with the rest of your preparation. So please do keep in mind from tomorrow it is 7:30. Only for today it will be 10 a.m. From tomorrow onwards, I repeat, the analysis of the Hindu newspaper will be at 7:30 a.m. My classes will be at 7:30 a.m. Now I'll get into the newspaper, the analysis of the newspaper. That is, you have the news in the first page which says the major stimulus package for MSMEs. So we have seen yesterday's newspaper, that is the yesterday's news, that is our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has come up with the economic stimulus package. Yesterday he has come up with the economic stimulus package, wherein he said that it is around 20 lakh crores of economic stimulus package. And then yesterday again the finance ministry or minister has come up with more of explanation and allocating of the funds, more focusing on the MSMEs. So these are micro, small and medium enterprises. So it is very important that if you wanted the revival of the business, or if you wanted to kickstart the economic activity, if you wanted the revival of the business, or if you wanted to kickstart the economic activity through the economic stimulus package, what is important is that the amount of the stimulus package also should reach the MSMEs, that is micro, small and medium enterprises, because these are, the MSMEs are the one which create lot of jobs and which creates lot of output. So this is the one which requires the more of stimulus package, because the MSMEs and SMEs and MSMEs are the one. SMEs and MSMEs are the one, along with NBFCs and then national housing you have, and then you have micro financial institutions. You have even these are the one which actually get into the process of providing the jobs and then getting into the mode of production. So output and then jobs and then output is also mainly from the MSMEs, SMEs, that is from the even non-banking financial corporations, further lends the money to the SMEs and SMEs, and then also they lend the money to the national housing banks and also to the microfinancial institutions. So the government felt that it is very important to infuse the funds into MSMEs, and they have infused the funds, and the finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman has announced a 3 lakh crore collateral free loan scheme. This is very important for prelims point of view. This is collateral free loan scheme. That means without any guarantee. Without any guarantee, the MSMEs, that is micro, small and medium enterprises, can go ahead with taking the loans without any kind of guarantee. And this is part of what the Prime Minister has announced, that 20 lakh crore economic stimulus package to deal with the COVID-19. And this is what the salaried workers and taxpayers also the Union Finance Ministry has also come up not only to the MSMEs but also to the salaried workers and to the taxpayers, that they have extended the deadline for income tax returns for 2019-20. They have extended it to further November 30, 2020. So not only the announcement was made by the Finance Minister, that is to the MSMEs in regards to the 3 lakh crore collateral free loan scheme, but also to the salaried workers and to the taxpayers, that the income tax return filing will be extended further to November 30, 2020. And the rates also, the other one which has been also part of the stimulus package wherein the finance ministry has come up is the rates of TDS and TCS. What is TDS? Tax deduction at source, and tax collection at source. So there is a minor difference between TDS and TCS. TDS means it is the tax which is deducted at source. That means an organization wherein, I mean, employer and employee, the employer will go ahead with cutting the source, I mean the tax, at the time of giving the salary itself, at the time of what you say paying the salary itself. But here in this case, tax collection at source, that is a person X and Y, that is a seller and a buyer. If you have a seller and a buyer, then the seller will cut the tax of product A before the buyer purchase, or else the seller will go ahead with collecting this tax at the source itself once an A product is been purchased by Y buyer. So it is in regards to the tax deduction source and also in regards to the tax collection source. The rates have been reduced, have been cut by 25% for the next year. So this is another major announcement made by our finance minister Nirmala Sitharaman. And even in regards to the provident fund payments also, they have been reduced from 12 percentage to 10 percentage. They have been reduced to 12 percentage from to 10 percentage from both the side, that is employers and the employees, for the next 3 months. That means making sure that there would be enough of revenue, enough of money circulation, both with the employer and then the employees. So the provident fund has been reduced from 12 percentage to 10 percentage, and the tax TDS and TCS, that is tax deduction at source and tax collection at source, is been reduced by 25 percentage for the entire 1 year. And then in regards to 12 to 10 percentage in regards to provident fund, it is for the next 3 years. Please do keep it in mind, because this could be from the prelims point of view, wherein the question might not be directly, but it could be based on the TDS, it could be based on TCS, it could be based on provident fund, and also in regards to the MSMEs. So there could be a probability of framing a question in prelims. So this understanding about the announcement by the finance minister is very, very important. And not only that, the finance minister's announcement is also adding to that what we have now discussed. Adding to that, it has also looked at or focused even at the non-banking financial companies. So these are the one which are maximum at stress, because they are at stress because the banks or the nationalized banks are the one which pumps money or which gives loans to the NBFCs, and in turn NBFCs will pump money into the MSMEs. I mean, pump money in the sense through the form of loans. Through the form of loans, again MSMEs will take loans from the NBFCs, and also the NBFCs will give the loans to MFIs, National Housing Banking. So these are the one, even in regards to ILFS. So these are the one, that is the one which is major after the banking sectors. That is, you have that RBI, you have RBI pumps money into the banks, nationalized banks again pumps money into the NBFCs again, what do you say, pumps money into MSMEs, MFI, National Housing Bank, Indian Institute of financial sectors, lending financial sectors, they will pump money through the forms or through the form of loans. So definitely it is NBFCs which was at stress. Why? Because the banks were, we have seen banks were reeling under NPAs or they were bankrupt. because the banks itself were bankrupted or bankruptcy, and they were non-performing assets, or many banks have been bankrupted. So thereby the NBFCs were not having the liquidity. Now the finance ministry has announced that the stressed business sectors which got attentions were NBFCs. So along with the MSMEs, the finance minister has also focused on the NBFCs, and also to the power distribution companies, to the contractors and the real estate industry. So look at it, is very clear that Malvika has joined. Good morning to you, Malvika. We have just started the analysis of the newspaper, and one announcement is that as we are actually going ahead with the analysis of the newspaper at 10 o'clock in the morning, but from tomorrow it will not be 10 o'clock, but have scheduled it to 7:30 in the morning, wherein it will be very beneficial for all the civil servant aspirants that early in the morning you will have the total glance of the newspaper itself. So please keep it in, store it in your mind, or else you can fix an alarm that rather than 10 a.m. from tomorrow onwards, the analysis of the newspaper, my class will be at 7:30 a.m. Malvika Sajivan. And to all others who are listening to the class, my session from tomorrow, it will be 7:30 a.m. And now we'll get back to the topic, that is the finance ministry Nirmala Sitharaman has announced measures for the MSMEs, NBFCs, and then in regards to the power distribution companies, to the contractors and to the real estate industry. Why? Because these are the one wherein you have the more of labor intensity, or you have the job wherein the creation of jobs takes place much in this area. So that is why the finance ministry is very clear that they have looked at or emphasized on the NBFCs, MSMEs, NBFCs, and the power distribution companies, contractors, and the real estate. So to make sure that there would be more of money liquidity with these sectors. When there is more liquidity, there would be more job creations, and then there would be more production also. So MSMEs, NBFCs, the finance ministry has focused on, and the power distribution companies, the contractors, and real estate industries. So please, what do you say? If you can try to make out these contractors, if you can try to make out this or have this in your mind, these five things, then definitely it will be a very good understanding from your point that if a question is asked, you can link everything. And a package also includes the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. So added to that, again a package which is announced by the finance ministry is not only this five, but the sixth one is in regards to the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana. Also they have included the package wherein this actually focuses on the poor and vulnerable economic groups. Poor and vulnerable economic groups. So they have made it very clear that they will focus on, or they will also include not only the industry sector, but also the scheme that is in regards to the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, scheme. And what is also said is that whatever the finance, this is all taken up by the finance ministry, all these are by the finance ministry. So apart from this, the measures taken by the finance ministry, RBI has also taken various measures and methods to infuse liquidity in the into the market previously itself. Right from what you say, the first time when the national lockdown has taken place, RBI started infusing the money into the liquidity into the market, and they have infused or pumped almost 3.5 percentage of the GDP into the market, into the banks. Market in the sense it is the banks. And more tranches in the sense more phases are expected in the next few days. That means we would see more the finance ministry coming up with more of measures or announcements in the next phases. And the finance ministry has also gone ahead with the definition of MSMEs. That means we always look at it as micro, small and medium enterprises, but now the finance ministry is looking at expanding it to allow for a higher investment limit. So it is focusing on not a kind of micro small. It is not micro and small, but the investments would be very high. High investments limits would be increased for the MSME. So the definition of micro and small will be totally, what do you say, changed, a notion with the high investment limits and introduction of the turnover based criteria. So this is very important in regards to the announcements made by the finance ministry after the announcement made by the prime minister in regards to the economic stimulus package of 20,000 crores, 20,000 lakh crores of rupees. So you can also refer later on. If you can just look at this, you will understand. This will add summary of what I have explained it. And NBFCs, housing finance companies and microfinancial institutions, as I was saying, they're all they are all supported by 30,000 crores of investment and fully guaranteed by center. That means they will have 100% guarantee. That means no collateral or free collateral loans, wherein the government itself will be the center itself will be the guarantee to the NBFCs, housing finance companies and microfinancial institutions, and all these are the they will be serving the micro, small and medium enterprises. So definitely the guarantee will be the center itself. So the banks, so now the nationalized banks need not worry about pumping the money into the NBFCs, because they are worried about the NBFCs or else ILFS, or else even in regards to microfinancial institutions, national housing banking. These or what do you say, these companies are the one which are badly hit because the loan repayment is not really happening. That is why the nationalized banks do not have a kind of inclination towards pumping money or giving loans to the NBFC. But now, because the center itself has come to be the guarantee, so now there is no hurdles, and now the banks, nationalized banks, will go ahead with pumping the money into the NBFCs. And this is the Prime Minister's vision, what he has come up with, saying that self-reliant or Atmanirbhar India. So this is in regards to the announcements made by the finance minister. And then we have another news in regards to India records a new, that is 3,525 more virus cases. So that it is very clear now, because of slowly or gradually lifting of the national lockdown or strategic exit and then kicking off the economic activity, the cases are increasing, or spike in the COVID-19 cases are increasing. And this is not only in regards to COVID-19 cases, but the cases are touched even almost close to 75,000, and then 2,415 in regards to the deaths, and the active cases 47,800. 47,480 active cases are there at present. So this very clearly shows that the spike in the COVID-19 cases in India. And ICMR has said that it is going ahead with a fast track global solidarity trial, which is in regards to by the WHO. So WHO has come up with the global solidarity project. Please do understand, this is very important for prelims point of view. The WHO has come up with a project that is called as global solidarity project, and now ICMR is also going ahead with the fast track rolling out the same kind of project what the WHO has come up, that is global solidarity project. And then it will go ahead with effective treatment for all the infected COVID-19 patients. And there are the ICMR is going ahead with the 4 potential antiviral agents, and these 4 antiviral agents are very important for prelims point of view, which can be asked in the SNT, And what are the 4 potential antiviral agents which have been taken up by the ICR is remdesivir. First one is remdesivir, and the second one is chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine, as many of you know it. And the third one is lopinavir, ritonavir. Both combination is the third antiviral agents. And the fourth one is lopinavir, ritonavir with interferon beta 1. This is an injection which will be part of the antiviral agents. So these are the 4. So you have to keep it in mind. That's because of the prelims It could be based on which among the following are the four antiviral agents taken up by the ICMR to roll out the WHO's global solidarity project in India. So this could be the question. And then you have another news which says that huge loss for 21 major states. So definitely we have seen each state by state they are affecting because of the national lockdown, and because of the national lockdown there was total damage to the economic activity. So definitely there was an impact on the revenue collection. There was an impact on the revenue collection for the states, or to the states. And then there is a huge loss for the entire 21 major states in India itself. And the major one is we can see the dark here, which is Maharashtra, and then Uttar Pradesh, followed by Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and then Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh is also there, West Bengal is also there, which is badly hit. So the one which are comparatively low is, we can see, Telangana, AP, Orissa, uh, Delhi, and then Chandigarh, Himachal Pradesh, and the one which is comparatively little lower is Jharkhand and Bihar. So we have seen along with the Assam. So various states have been hit differently by different kinds of revenue collections, and this has been estimated by India Ratings and Research. By India Rating and Research, that is Fitch Group. That is Fitch Group has come up with a rating or estimation that 21 major states have a loss of about 97,100 crores in just April itself. In April itself, there is such a huge loss in regards to the revenue collection. Please do understand, this is in regards to the revenue collection because of national lockdown and because of damage to the economic activity. Because of that damage to the economic activity, because there is no economic activity or national lockdown, or to maintain the social distancing, the revenue collections from the entire 21 major states have been accumulated to 97,100 crores, which is a huge. And then states like Gujarat, Haryana, Telangana, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, along with that Maharashtra and Kerala, are also close to their revenue losses are is close to or equal to 70 and more than 70% of their own sources. So this is a major impact, and we will look at the what are the revenue sources, what the states actually, what you say, collects, and then the main source of income, main source of revenue is what we will look at the from the state's point of view, and this could be from the prelims point of view. Which among the following is not the revenue source by the states? So there are seven heads. There are seven heads. That is, first one is states goods and service tax, SGST. The second one is state VAT, mostly on petroleum and products it is there. And when you can understand this, how states are generating revenue, you will have a better concept also. Wherein if you have this better concept, any analytical question, please to understand, any analytical question asked in the prelims, you can answer it without any hiccups. You can answer it at a free will when you know these concepts, and based on the concepts you will have what you say analytical questions also. So the first one is the revenue collected is the state's goods and service tax. The second is state VAT. Mostly VAT is used on petroleum products. And the third one is the state excise, which we know that it is on liquor. And the fourth one, wherein the state's revenue collects the revenue or generates the revenue, is stamps and registration fees. And the fifth one, wherein the states also look at collecting the revenue, is vehicle tax. The sixth one is tax and duty on electricity. So definitely we also have this tax and duty on electricity. And the seventh one, with the states also goes ahead with generating the revenue, is own non-tax revenue. So these are all the main source of income for the revenue collections for the states. They are seven. They are seven. So please do keep it in mind, which could be very, very useful for prelims. If not for prelims, I'm saying if not for prelims also, for a better understanding, that is a conceptual wise, you have this, how the states actually generate revenue. We know that it is only through taxes, but what are the various taxes? So that is what is been, what you say, I have emphasized on today's newspaper form. And you have one news in regards to the PM case. And this talks about 3,100 crore rupees from PM CARES has been allocated for COVID-19 relief. So we have seen that the Prime Minister has come up with a new uh, fund that is called as PM CARES fund rather than PM's rehabilitation fund. They have come up with the new one, that is PM CARES fund. So the amount from the PM CARES fund, that is 3,100 crores of rupees, is being allocated for COVID-19 relief. So it is for a good cause. This is being taken up, and then the amount what is being added or what is part of the PM CARES is not revealed by the PMO, but the amount of 3,100 crores is being allocated for COVID-19 relief. And what is PM CARES? This could be again, what do you say, if you are taking it very light, it could be part of what you say prelims question also. It is Prime Minister's Citizens Assistance and Relief in Emergency Situation Fund. I repeat, Prime Minister's Citizen Assistance. It is Citizens Assistance and Relief, Citizens Assistance and Relief in Emergency Situation Fund. In Emergency Situations Fund. And they have allocated what? 3,100 crore to COVID-19 relief. For what? For ventilators, funds to go ahead with or purchasing or getting the ventilators for migrant workers and vaccine development. Look at it. For ventilators, for migrant workers and for vaccine development. So it is the PM CARES fund is definitely being useful for the ventilators, purchasing of the ventilators, and for the migrant workers, and also for the vaccine development, which is very, very important. And it has spent almost 2,000 crore to buy 50,000 Indian made ventilators. So when our Prime Minister Narendra Modi day before made it very clear that we have to be vocal local local. So here why I am emphasizing is, here it says Indian made ventilators. So we are locally, we are domestically, indigenously we had gone ahead with ventilators, and that 2,000 crore is not going out of India, is not going for foreign investors or foreign company. It is for the Indian companies itself. And 1,000 crore will be used for states welfare measures for migrant workers. So first one is in regards to the ventilators, second one is in regards to the migrant workers. So migrant workers, it is for the welfare of the migrant workers. For what kind of welfare it is? It is in regards to the accommodation, it is in regards to the food, it is in regards to medical treatment and transport. It is in regards to accommodation, food, medical treatment and transportation. So definitely the PM CARES fund is also useful, is being useful for the migrant workers welfare. And the third one is in regards to the support Indian academia. They are supporting Indian academia. Why? Because they are the one who are involved in the going ahead or manufacturing the vaccine or the drug. So they will get into the process of designing and developing the vaccine against COVID-19. And so what is important is PM CARES fund is being given or allocated to ventilators, purchase of migrant workers welfare, and then in regards to Indian academia they have given, that is in regards to 100 crores of rupees support to Indian academia, so that they would be startup and then they would be designing and developing the vaccine. And Nandini is also joined. Very good morning, Nandini. We are discussing about the today's newspaper, and then I would also make it very clear now once again in the due course of the uh, class, that as daily we have 10 a.m. the class for the newspaper analysis of the newspaper. But from tomorrow onwards, rather than 10 a.m. we would start, I would start the class at morning 7:30 a.m., which will be beneficial for all the civil servant aspirant. For all the civil servant aspirant, you will be completing the newspaper by maximum by 8:15 or 8:30 itself. So early in the morning itself, we will have, or you will be benefited, and I will take the class at 7:30 a.m. for the benefit of the civil servant aspirants. This is again a note, please do, but you said note it, that from tomorrow the newspaper analysis of my class would not be at 10 a.m. as today it is, from tomorrow 7:30 a.m. And then there is one more news in regards to the minister, that is environment minister, environment, forest and climate change minister, that is Prakash Javadekar, has made a statement that in regards to the stopping the forest and environment clearances, to stop the forest and environment clearances. So a group of 291 conservation scientists and professionals have asked the minister, that is Prakash Javadekar, who is the minister for environment, minister of environment, forest and climate change, that a clearance which has been for a proposal for 31 affecting, which will be affecting 15 tiger reserves, sanctuaries, notified eco-sensitive zones and deemed eco-sensitive zones and designated wildlife corridors. So 291 conservation scientists along with professionals have approached the ministry or the minister, that is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Minister Prakash Javadekar, to withhold the forest and environment clearance, to withhold forest and environment clearance, which will affect 15 tiger reserves, sanctuaries, notified eco-sensitive zones, deemed eco-sensitive zones. Again, this is very important for prelims point of view. Why? I'll tell you in the future. I mean, now before I get into the next page, you'll know. And this ministry is under orders of the Supreme Court to strictly comply with the Lafarge judgment. This Lafarge is what it is in regards to the cement. So in the year 2019 itself, the Supreme Court has given an order in regards to limestone quarrying in Meghalaya, which has actually tightened the clearance process. So definitely now the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change is definitely has gone ahead with stopping the environment, forest and environment clearance, because focusing on the 2011 Supreme Court judgment which has come up in regards to stopping the clearances of limestone quarrying in Meghalaya. This is again very important for prelims point of view. Which among the following judgments were in regards to related to limestone quarrying in Meghalaya? It was in the year 2019 by the Supreme Court. And this group includes 12 former members of Standing Committee of National Board for Wildlife. So this is very important, again prelims point of view. So you have to focus on the National Board for Wildlife, and this is the highest advisory body. This is the highest advisory body on wildlife, and this is advisory body, that is National Board for Wildlife, is chaired by the Prime Minister. That is why I was saying it is very important for prelims point of view. And an environment activist has also approached the minister that he wanted for the preservation of the autonomy of the National Tiger Conservative Authority. So even National Tiger Conservative Authority is also should be protected. That is what the environment activist has actually come forward, and then is seeking the preservation of the autonomy of the National Tiger Conservative Authority, preservation of autonomy. So the autonomy of the National Tiger Conservation Authority is at stake. That is why he is focusing on the preservation of the autonomy. Please do understand this. Autonomy is at stake. That is why he has approached the environment activist has approached the minister and other wings of environment, forest and climate change. Is that you have the Forest Survey of India, the Central Zoo Authority, and then Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. So this is again very important, that these all are part of the Environment Ministry, that is Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. So this again from prelims point of view, because here all you are getting the conceptual and then analytical point of view. You are able to what do you say, underscore, highlight the keywords and the key phrases, which will be very useful even in the which among the following statements are incorrect in the prelims question. And Nepal has also come up. We have seen yesterday Nepal was actually not happy with the way the Indian government or the defense ministry has come up with opening of the route from Dehradun, from Uttarakhand to the Manasarovar, Kailash Manasarovar. So it was passing through Kalapani. So what the Nepal government says is, or government of Nepal says is, as Kalapani is an part of Nepal, so the route which is passing through it is causing a cause of concern, and they have entered into the Nepal territory. So that was a concern yesterday. And today what it says is that the Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has proposed a solution, that he says that India can use the link road. So the link road is from Dehradun to Kailash Manasarovar. So India can use the link road through the Lipu Lake Pass, but Nepal says that it will not surrender the Kalapani territory. So it is very much focused on the Kalapani territory, wherein it is just bordering the northeast of Uttarakhand to Nepal, and then Nepal says that it is from their ancestors. The Kalapani has been a part of Nepal, so it will be part of Nepal. So there is definitely a kind of diplomatic. Yeah. Yesterday I discussed. Yeah. Daruchula, and to the Kailash Manasarovar through the Lipu Lake Pass. And then I've also discussed about there is another route from Sikkim. There is another route also from Sikkim. From Sikkim, if you pass, you will be passing through Nathula Pass. From Nathula Pass, from Sikkim, you will cross over the entire Nepal and then get to the Manasarovar Lake. This is all Nepal. This part is Nepal. So entire north of Nepal you will be passing, and then the route would be, and then Manasarovar Lake. Now it wanted from the Daruchala, from the Dehradun to Lipu Lake, and then to the Manasarovar Lake. So here the bone of contention is now. Omkar has joined. Very good afternoon to very good morning to you also, Omkar. The bone of contention is in regards to the Kalapani now. So this is what? See, this is from Daruchala, from here the route, and then you have the Lipu Lake here, Lipu Lake Pass, and then this part is the Kalapani. I have taken this because from the pictorial representation you will have a perfect picture of how this link road from India, that is Uttarakhand to Manasarovar, Kailash Manasarovar. And as I said, you have another route. This is a route. This is another route which is from Sikkim. You will have it actually from here. You will have it from here. Like here is what you say, Sikkim state, and you have the Nathula Pass here. So do not get confused when a question is asked that instead of Lipu Lake, if he is giving Nathula Pass, then do not get confused. It is the Lipu Lake here in this case, from Darchula to Lipu Lake Pass, and then further it will lead towards Manasarovar Lake or Kailash Manasarovar. So this is the pictorial representation. Shreyas has also joined. A very good morning to Omkar and Shreyas, both of. And there is one more in regards to Jilin imposed partial lockdown. So where is this Jilin? Jilin is a northeastern Chinese city, and then now they have also there is new emergence of local coronavirus cluster now in a northeastern Chinese city called as Jilin, and this is fueling fears that there could be a second wave of infection in China. First is in Wuhan, and now the second one is now in the Jilin province, Wuhan province, and then now Jilin province. In the Jilin province is in northeastern Chinese province, or you also have Jilin. Name of the province is Jilin. Name of the city is also Jilin, and it has a population of 4 millions. And now because of having emergence of local coronavirus cluster, they have suspended the bus services, cinemas, indoor games or gyms, internet cafes, and all the entertainment venues immediately. And this city is located in the eponymous in the sense which is named after a person or a group, or this city is what the city name is also Jilin, Jilin, Jilin. So this is a city, and the province is also Jilin province, and which borders Russia and North Korea. Because could be the possibility that we have seen in last week, Russia was the one which was having more number of COVID cases, more number of COVID cases. Russia. Probably the transmission has been from Russia towards the Jilin city or Jilin province, which is northeastern Chinese city, which is bordering Russia and North Korea. So this is again I have taken a pictorial representation. This is the Jilin province, and this is a city, Jilin city, and this borders Russia and then North Korea. You can see here Jilin province itself, which is bordering, which border, this is Russia, which borders Russia, and then here North Korea. So a second wave could be a new virus cluster, a new virus. This is a new virus cluster, which could be a second wave in China. And there is another news which is in the business point of view, which we have seen it the first, and then we will again conclude it with the same business news. The finance ministry has come up with an announcement that there would be a full guarantee. This full guarantee which is being given to the uh, micro, small, and medium enterprises, or 100% credit guarantee. This will actually push, which will push banks to lend. As I have explained it, in the first itself that the banks are the one, nationalist banks are the one which pumps money into the NBFCs, and this will further pump money into the MSMEs or SMEs. And then I was talking about even in regards to the micro financial institutions, ILFS, and then even in regards to NABARD also, cooperative banks, and also in regards to the National Housing Corporation banking. So RBI will keep pumping money into the national bank. National banks have to again pass on the liquidity to NBFCs. NBFCs will pass on to all this through the form of loans. As I said, now as the full guarantee, that is the center will take this full guarantee of the pack of the loans, that is 100% credit guarantee, and this will definitely have a confidence with the banks, nationalized banks, and they will start going ahead with giving money or passing on the liquidity to the NBFCs, and this in turn will provide more of working capital, into all this, and what is important is the kickstart of economic activity is important. Kickstarting of economic activity is very important, and these measures for MSMEs through guarantees is the one which we are talking about, equity inclusion and debt support, which is very important that it will provide more of the economic activity. Sushant has also joined. Hi Sushant, just about to finish last one. And then again I'm making a point here that daily we are having classes at 10 a.m. in regards to newspaper analysis, but from tomorrow I would start the class not 7 that not 10 a.m. but it would be 7:30 in the morning a.m. not p.m. a.m. morning 7:30. So it is always better and useful for the civil servant aspirant that early in the morning itself, morning session itself, you will complete the newspaper. So please note it that from tomorrow it is not 10 a.m. but it is 7:30 to all the one who are listening to my lecture or this class or the video. And the government has announced 30,000 crore special liquidity scheme to NBFCs. Why? Because this will provide, which will be provided by the banks. So when we are saying the finance ministry is pumping money or announcing, who is doing this? It is the banks which are providing it to the NBFCs. I just said to the banks, again RBI. Fine. The non-banking financial companies now expect bank funding to start. Banks to start pumping the liquidity into NBFCs. And this government said investment would be made in the primary and secondary market transactions in investing grade debt papers of NBFCs, housing finance, financing corporations, and micro financial institutions. So it will be this investment, that is 30,000 crore special liquidity scheme investment, would be in the primary and the secondary. Primary is the one wherein the IPO or the initial starting take place, and the secondary is later on again it gets into the wholesale, and then tertiary wherein the retailer goes ahead with the selling it. Scheduled mismatch. Okay. No, I thought it will be very useful for the civil servant aspirant. Many of them wants that early in the morning 7:30. I've got many requests that let the class be at 7:30 early in the morning. So rather than 7, I have fixed it at 7:30 a.m. So from tomorrow onwards, it will be 7th. And Omkar Ravdakar, WHO has in fact asked the countries to reconsider the decision of lifting partial lockdown considering the rising cases. Absolutely, said Omkar. And then it is very clearly stating that now there would be, I mean, if the lockdown or else social distancing is not maintained appropriately, so there is bound to a second wave is bound to take place in all the countries across the globe. And then India also, he was emphasizing that probably again June, July could be another spike in the COVID-19 cases. So please note that from tomorrow onwards, the newspaper, the Hindu newspaper analysis would be at 7:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Yeah. I because there were many requests to me also that rather than 10, if it is good at 7:30 in the morning. So definitely it would be little bit of hard work I have to do, but I will definitely for the benefit of the civil servant aspirant, for the benefit of the civil servant aspirants, I will go ahead with coming up with the newspaper analysis at 7:30 a.m. And then I hope this was a very informative, knowledgeable, and then very useful for prelims in regards to factual and analytical, wherein I have discussed various. No, I'll tell you. And go ahead with liking the video, share the video, and then go ahead with subscribing the video. When you're watching this Let's Crack UPSC CSE English, please do subscribe this, and then subscribe Let's Crack UPSC CSE English by using my code SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala 10, wherein you'll get 10% discount. 10% discount. And in regards to subscription, please go ahead with 24-month subscription, because as I say that you are effectively paying the amount only for 13 months, but you will be getting the subscription for 24 months. And do not forget, while you are subscribing it, please do use my code, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala 10. And in regards to the sessions for Sushant and Pratham, yes, the for today the editorial discussions will be at 11:15 a.m. But even that is again, what do you say, amended, or it has been changed from tomorrow. From tomorrow it will be 10:15 a.m. from tomorrow. This is today. Today we'll go ahead with editorial analysis at 11:15. But from tomorrow it will be 10:15 a.m. So 7:30 is the newspaper analysis, and then 10:15 is a.m. a.m. Both are a.m. 7:30 a.m. newspaper analysis. 10:15 a.m. it is analysis of editorials and articles. So Sushant, you have tomorrow also. It's today's class was on special package on no, it is not that. It is on what do you say, how the lockdown and labor laws, labor rights, lockdown and labor rights. So thank you all, everyone. Thank you. Then see you again at 11 a.m. And thanks to Omkar. Very good morning. You are the one first to say. And even Shruti, thanks to Shruti, Malvika, Nandini, Shreyas, Sushant, Pratham, Malvika, everyone, thanks. And see you at 11:15. And tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. newspaper analysis, 10:15 a.m. editorials. Editorials will be at 10:15. Thank you. Thank you very much. And do not forget to subscribe, and then while subscribing use my code SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala 10. Subscribe for 24 months.